Well, howdy, folks. Welcome to a very special episode of the Arrowverse After Show. My name is Mike, and this is my partner, Brock. And I'm not going to bear the lead on this, folks. This is my favorite episode of the season so far. So, Brock, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Magnificent Eight?
All right, partner. When the team needs a place to hide out, Rip sets a course for the Old West. Upon arrival, they start a fight with a gang of outlaws, putting the small town in jeopardy. Luckily, an old friend of Rip's, Jonah Hex, steps in to save them. Wow, okay. There was some other stuff there that I thought was a part of the synopsis, but it was just who directed it. Wow. Just wow. I can't even put into words. You messaged me on Facebook, and I did the same thing. I squealed when Jonah Hex finally came on screen. I have no personal attachment to his character, but he's just awesome. Just the look, the simpleness of it, it's great. And I'm glad that DC has plans now, because they used to just throw movies together to throw movies together. The effects for Jonah Hex in this TV show looked better than in that movie. That is sad. But, oh, man. The feel of the Old West, the getting to see Ray Palmer be an absolute nerd. It's so good. He was the absolute star of this episode for me. Other than Jonah, obviously, but
yeah,
he was just so good. You had all the classic moments. The gang of outlaws uprises, and then the sheriff is needed. Sheriff leaves town, so the young upstart needs to help everybody. And
classic Western troops everywhere.
So good. And the fact that Ray, John Wayne, that's not gonna mess with history, Ray. Thanks. And then also, I have a total 180 here. I didn't care too much about Rory for like the couple of episodes he had. He had some good moments. Other than that, I really didn't care. I loved him this episode. Absolutely freaking loved him this episode. And he did barely anything. You get to see this TV series is literally them sitting in a boardroom going, that would be really cool if we did a story about that, but we have no reason for Stephen Amell or Grant to just randomly time travel to the Old West. So, time travel. We got some characters that could do that. Because of that, you can see other great moments. The last one I'll go over. Just getting to see Sarah and Mick drinking each other under the table at the bar. Just when you see that fight start, and you see Mick pass on that bar stool. Yes!
That was a great moment.
So good. And also, they had a very Assassin's Creed-esque moment. This entire DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if you play Assassin's Creed, Mike.
I'm vaguely familiar with the lore.
But, well, you don't need to know lore. It's just something that they do quite frequently is you'll be walking through a town, and you know who it is, so I will let you talk about the moment where you'll just randomly stroll across someone that looks vaguely familiar, and then a title card will pop across the bottom. Famous person. This guy's going to help you. And that's probably going to be a great moment that you could talk about, so go ahead.
Oh, boy. Yeah, let's just talk about the moment that made me squee, and that was when Jonah Hex made his appearance. Unlike Brock, I do have at least some attachment to Jonah Hex. One of my favorite episodes of Justice League Unlimited, a once in future thing.
So good.
Part one of that two-parter episode took Jon Stewart, Batman, and Wonder Woman to the 19th century to stop Kronos from being Kronos, mm-hmm. And they have a run-in with a few outlaws that are allies with Kronos, and one of the people who goes to help them is Jonah Hex. that was my first interaction with. That was the first time I encountered that character.
Mine as well.
And since then, I've been reading up on like different eras of the comics with him. I read the first couple volumes of All-Star Western, which is a fantastic book. If you ever need something to read, and you want to get into Jonah Hex, go get the New 52 All-Star Western. And just seeing him fully realized in live action, forget what you know about the movie. That movie didn't count. This is the definitive Jonah Hex.
I will give that movie one line that they had in the trailer. That was one of the most Jonah Hex lines I've ever heard in my entire life. Josh Brolin, who got into that movie because he pretty much wanted to play Jonah Hex, is sitting at the bar. And I can't remember who comes up to him. What happened to your face? He goes over, finishes his drink, smashes the guy's head into the table. Shaving accident. What happened to yours? It's like, other than that movie sucked. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm just so excited about this episode. I don't even know where to start. So I'll back up and say some general things I liked about it. I love just the feel of this episode. It takes all the classic tropes of westerns, but specifically the ones that I've picked out. It has a very Tombstone meets Back to the Future, Part 3 meets like the Magnificent Seven, just all kind of rolled into one, and it was glorious.
Yes.
I also like Kendra and Sarah's little subplot where they follow the home, like they go to the home of one of Kendra's past lives, and well, she learns some interesting things about fate and whatnot.
Yeah, she's gonna kill Savage with a bracelet.
I think what I like most about that scene is just it's something we haven't really seen before on the show, at least. I know in time travel movies that can happen pretty often, meeting your past or future selves. Mm-hmm. And just all the various character moments. Even Dr. Stein has his Doc Brown moment when he apparently cures H.G. Wells from consumption.
Gosh, just like Wells. What are they gonna say? Oh man, that was so good. And I love the excuse that they make for why that they, going back to other things we like, the excuse they make for why he's not worried about them using their gadgets in the Old West when the time came. Who's going to believe him?
It makes sense.
They were going to think they were drunk.
Right?
So good. And yeah, one other thing this episode did, it explained a lot. One thing I've always wondered, but never understood about Rip, is why he looked like an Old West cowboy all the time and had a Midwestern revolver.
I think this episode did the best job at giving I've said this a couple times, but this time I really mean it. This is the episode that has given everyone the spotlight.
Yeah. Even possibly he didn't say it completely, but he possibly said that he might even have named his kid after Jonah.
You could easily make that assumption.
It's really close. Jonah, Jonas, Jonah Hex, Jonas.
There was actually a theory going around that Jonah Hex could have been Rip Hunter's son. being a time
Okay.
a time master. It's not
okay.
it's not far fetched.
No, it's not.
Because remember, it's been established that if you stay in a time period long enough, you start to lose yourself to that time.
Makes sense. I like that. That would be different. That would have been an episode that should have been a two-parter. If they would have just left with like Dad and then they just walked off, oh, we would have been having a whole different discussion about this episode, and I would have had a rant. I don't have. It's most of the positives. We could describe every moment in this episode to go as far as positives because it had a lot, just like the old West setups, like having a sniper ready to blow off a handgun as it was pulled out. Stein just whooshing money away from those people in there, just hand after freaking hand. And I'll just get my few complaints out. In that standoff, when they capture Stillwater, they're all standing still, roughly 30 feet from each other, not moving. They fire off roughly 30 shots. No one got hit. That is making the original trilogy stormtroopers look like sharpshooters. And I understand none of them are going to die because they can't. But
of course,
you can't tell me Jonah Hex didn't pick off one of the Stillwater gang. You could have at least given me that. And I know that a good chunk of the team has I don't want to say predilection, an allowance to kill every now and then, and they're not that far away from it. But did Ray like murder that one dude?
It certainly sounded pretty lethal.
Because he just point blank shrunk and then shot through his sternum. I don't know if he hit a non-vital organ or just hit him really low and then he survived, but Ray kind of like point blank like ventilated that dude.
Maybe he did miss the vitals.
It was very low. It was in his stomach area. Maybe he just did it to incapacitate him, but that to me was a little lethal for Ray at least. But
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I really got.
This is not a real complaint, just a jokey complaint. Don't ever put the team in a bar.
No.
In the 70s. No, don't ever put them in a bar in the 70s. In the 1970s, they caused a ruckus. In the 1870s, they caused a ruckus.
Just never let them go to a bar. Where in your plans do you think that Leonard Snart, Mick Rory, and Sarah Lance are going to do good in a bar drunk? All of them are adept at hand-to-hand combat, and two of them have elemental futuristic weapons.
Yeah, not going to be pretty.
No. But man, this is why I'm so happy that's getting to season 2.
I know, right?
More moments like this. And probably with Booster Gold.
And apparently they're not going to just like mulligan and get a new team.
Really?
I don't know, like obviously we don't know the details yet, but from what I heard from the producers, it's more or less going to be like this team, but we're introducing someone at the end of the season who will be a season regular or a series regular next season. And that's who we think might be Booster Gold. Because
Go ahead.
They did say fan favorite character.
I there's no one else in my opinion that I'm thinking of right now that guy could be other than Hal Jordan, and they're not going to throw that would make no sense power and structure wise on that team to have a Green Lantern, because they would have no issues ever at any time. Other than that guy looks exactly like Booster Gold. Oh man, I'm excited. I didn't think I was gonna love this show this much, but all right. We got a little bit of time. Do you have some news you want to go over?
Yeah, let's go over some news, because news is always fun. Where to begin? You want to see some Jonah Hex concept art? Go on the Arrowverse.com and you'll see a nice little drawing of Jonah Hex. Looks pretty badass.
Nice.
And let's see what else. Ooh, okay. At the season finale of The Flash has some set photos, which, okay, a few days ago, set photos from The Flash's season 2 finale were posted, and the possibility that a character would be killed off was brought up. Now even more set photos have emerged, and those again feature both Barry and Iris sitting on the front porch of what seems to be the West family home. Given the context, it would see these photos again confirm that neither Barry nor Iris will be the ones in the grave at the end of the season. Huh.
Okay.
So apparently something happens that's pretty big on The Flash. If Barry is wearing a suit and tie, which is the exact suit and tie that he wore in the grave scene on Arrow.
So someone else dies?
Possibly? Something big is happening in the season finale, I have to assume.
Okay, we're gonna say who I think die. If someone's gonna die, I sadly think it's gonna be Papa Allen.
Aww, Henry.
I don't see that being him, but he magically just gets let out of jail to no longer be in the show anymore.
I mean, is he?
I still think he's in that mask, dude.
He's got to be in the mask. And also, what exactly is Henry or John Wesley Shipp? What exactly is he doing that he needed to leave the show?
Got me. I know nothing. Literally less than nothing.
He's got to be gone for like story purposes.
Yeah, that's about all that I can come up with. Whatever. Yeah, I'm sure he's got something. He's a talented dude, but yeah, he's the guy with the mask.
Well, I got some good news, possibly for Robbie Amell fans who are people who are fans of Ronnie Raymond. At Emerald City Comic Con, Robbie Amell on a panel said that he would love to return to the Flash if given the opportunity. In the interview, he said, "I hope so. I am not back this season. They're just finishing up the season finale, and I wasn't available. And they didn't ask me. There were a lot of really big storylines to tie up, and I had dinner with Greg Berlanti the other night, and I asked him for all the spoilers, and he gave them to me. And you guys are in for one incredible final stretch of season 2. But I would love to go back. I told him, when I'm available, whenever you want me, I'm there. I would prefer to go back as Firestorm rather than Deathstorm. I love playing Deathstorm, but I think it's tougher to have a serious, arc if I'm going back as a bad guy, because I just won't last as long.
It's true. Unless you become a real serious baddie.
Perhaps. I'm not gonna lie, I still miss Ronnie, even though I really love Jax on Legends.
Yeah, he got just like, that was a hard boot out. I understand like why it happened, but that was just straight to the brakes off of doing 90 and he's gone. But
yeah.
He's working on other stuff. The dude is in the reboot of the X-Files. He's doing okay.
Yeah, that is pretty high profile.
Yeah. Robbie Amell is not complaining, people. Trust me. And him and what is that thing that him and Steven were talking about? They've got some new project going on.
Code 8?
Code 8, thank you. I was gonna say Code Black, but that was wrong.
I saw the short film. It's not bad.
Cool. All right. Well, we're about at time, people. So thank you very much again for watching. We appreciate it every time you guys watch, and we love that you do, because that means we get to keep doing this. So my name is Brock Emmerich. You can find me at WayneTech7 on Twitter, Organoid0 on YouTube, and at Geeks and Gamers. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Captain K42 on Twitter. Look for me and Brock in the Geeks and Gamers and Sunday Daughters Movie Talk Facebook groups. And obviously, sign up for the Geeks and Gamers website. The geek boards are always flowing with conversations. You can earn geek points, win some free stuff. We got contests, giveaways. My reviews are there, as well as plenty of other content. And last but not least, subscribe to the Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel. You got Arrowverse After Show, Ask an Admin, We Are Geek, and also various reviews and vlogs and stuff. So yeah,
right.
A lot of good stuff coming your way.
Always good stuff. All right, everybody. Thank you very much again for watching, and we will see you next time.